Are you doing toe touches to try to fix your sciatica? Be honest. In this video, I'm going to show you stretches and exercises to avoid that might be making your sciatica worse. Check it out. Hi, I'm Dr. Daniel Bridge. I'm a chiropractor in Helena, Montana. This channel is dedicated to helping you live the life that you have designed. Well, you probably already guessed what number one is, and if you guessed toe touches, you're absolutely correct. And the reason for that is as follows. This is the anatomy of our lumbar spine. Sciatica is caused by a herniated or a bulging disc, normally your L4, L5 disc or your L5S1 disc, where it herniates and it bulges out and it presses on that nerve and it irritates that nerve, and then you get that pain, numbness, tingling, or weakness down into your leg. So this is the front of the spine, as in this person is facing this way. And then obviously here's the back. And if you look on the back, you've got these joints here. And when you lean back, those joints are loaded and they take your weight, they take that force and they support it. But as you can see, there's nothing like that on the front. So when you lean forward, all of that weight is transmitted into your discs. And the more weight and pressure that goes into your discs, it creates that bulge even more so, or that herniation in the disc to press out and press on that nerve and pinch that nerve and cause that pain to go down your leg. So when you're going to touch your toes, you're rounding your spine forward like so, and you're putting a lot of pressure on those discs. So it might feel kind of good because you're stretching out your hamstrings where you might be having a lot of your symptoms, or you're stretching out your lower back. But at the end of the day, when you're putting all that extra pressure on the disc, it's only going to make it 10 times worse. So the number one culprit that you definitely want to avoid if you're dealing with sciatica is bending forward to try to touch your toes, to try to stretch out your hamstrings. The next thing that you want to avoid, you guessed it, sit-ups. When you do a sit-up, you're pretty much doing that same motion as you're bending forward to touch your toes. You're curling your lower back, you're putting a lot of pressure on that lumbar spine, on those discs. Your abs are going to be getting a lot stronger, but your discs and your sciatica is going to be getting worse. They actually stopped doing those in the military. One study found that 56% of the injuries sustained during physical fitness tests in the Army were caused by sit-ups. There's a lot better ways to strengthen your abs. It's good to have a stable core, but sit-ups is definitely one you're going to want to cross off your list. I recently saw the movie, The Boys in the Boat. It was amazing, it was super inspiring, and it made me think about when I was a kid. My dad had a rowing machine, and I would go down there in the mornings and I would row all the time because I wanted to be fit, I wanted to be in shape. I knew it was such a good workout. I did not have sciatica, it was a great workout for me. If you do have sciatica, you're going to want to lay off a rowing machine. When you're coming forward on the rowing machine, you're bending forward, you're leaning forward to really get that power, and then you're pulling back. It's that bending forward motion that you're just doing over and over again that's really going to irritate your sciatica, and it's going to bother those discs. So that's number 3. And that brings me to number 4, which is an upright row. I know this one's probably going to ruffle a few feathers because people absolutely love upright rows. It is a great workout. It's really good for your rhomboids and for your middle trapezius muscles. However, when you get your weight, you lock your hips out in that hip hinging position, you're bringing that weight forward. So you're creating a lever arm that really focuses a lot of the stress and strain right through your lower back, those vertebrae, and those discs. And as you are forward like that, you're putting a lot of pressure through that area, and it can really aggravate a disc or sciatica. So if you're dealing with sciatica, also scratch upright rows off of your list of things to do. All right, this last one's probably also not going to make me any friends, and I'm actually lumping 2 exercises in one. That's squats and that's deadlifts. 2 of the most popular workouts for your lower back or for your full body. People absolutely love doing those workouts. They're very great. That being said, even if you have very, very good form, when you put that barbell on your back or when you reach down and you grab that barbell, you're sending significant force through your spine. And even with good form, even if you're having the pressure come through the back, through these facet joints like I showed you at the beginning of the video, you're still loading those discs. And when you really load a disc that's weakened, that has a herniation, a bulge, that's swollen, it's going to irritate that nerve. It's going to squish out and it's going to press on that nerve, and that the pain, numbness, tingling, or weakness is going to go down into your leg. It doesn't mean that you can never do those again, but while you are dealing with acute sciatica, it's definitely best to avoid those two workouts as well. You can get back to it. Give yourself some grace, give yourself some time to heal, and do everything in its proper order. And since I don't want to leave you with nothing, I'm going to give you 2 bonus exercises that you can do that are perfectly safe when you are dealing with sciatica. Now, I want to put in a quick caveat. When I say perfectly safe, use your best judgment. Use your head. If you're doing any exercise or any position or any stretch and it starts to bother your back or it starts to bother your leg, that's not the right thing for you. Just go ahead and stop. But what I'm about to show you, they're 2 very safe things that can help when you're dealing with sciatica. One, we talked about having a strong core. That can be really important. I had mentioned how the military has cut out sit-ups. They've largely replaced them with planks, and that's my go-to when I'm working with my core. So for a plank, a front plank, you're going on your elbows, your forearms, and here I'm on my knees just because this table is too short, but normally you'd be up on your toes, and great for the abs. And then you can also go on your sides too. So you're up on either your knees or your heels, your feet, and once again on your forearm, elbow goes right under your shoulder, so as to not put that in a compromised situation. And that's a great way to strengthen out these obliques, these lateral stabilizers of your core. See, when you do a plank, your spine is in a very nice neutral position versus when you're touching your toes. Once again, it's bending forward. It's putting the pressure on the disc. So great way to strengthen your core is to do planks. And a lot of people, like I said, the number 1 culprit is doing toe touches to try to stretch out those hamstrings. I've got a much better way to stretch out your hamstrings. I've got a much better way to stretch out your hamstrings. And that is, what you'll need is you'll need a stool or you'll need a bench or a couch. And basically, you're popping your heel up onto this surface, keeping your lower back nice and straight, and just slightly hinging at the hip to get that really nice deep stretch into your hamstrings. You don't need to bend over to touch your toes. It's a very effective and safe way to do that. Hopefully this opened your eyes to some things you shouldn't be doing if you are dealing with sciatica. If you're curious about what you should be doing, I've got lots of other videos on my channel that can help you to really attack this and to get the relief that you're looking for from the comfort of your home with safe and effective stretches and exercises. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you on the next video.